You're a disease, and I'm the cure. Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, current and ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? This is where the law stops, and this podcast begins.
His name is Cobra. He's a cop. He believes that victims have rights and that crime's a disease. He's the cure. They call him Cobra, the strong arm of the law. Stallone is Cobra. Rated R.
Heck yeah. With a name like Cobra, you're either going to be a cop or a male stripper.
I love it. It's like he believes victims have rights.
No, he doesn't.
Well, no, the good victims.
Oh, yeah.
The victims of crime.
Joining me today is recurring guest, Beretta Marines, and I'm going to take you down Tribe. Put your enormous sunglasses on and cock your weird gun with lasers on it from the movie poster, and let's dive into a movie that I wasn't allowed to watch as a child from 1986.
Probably for good reason.
Yeah, we don't deal with psychos here.
Mm-hmm. This is something you got to be eased into.
No psycho dealing hours.
The details for this one. A tough on crime street cop
That is correct.
must protect the only surviving witness to a strange murderous cult
This happens.
with far-reaching plans.
Details of the plot emerge.
I mean,
Not really.
they have plans.
It's like they threw in some post-production lines to tie it together.
We'll talk about it later, but it is beautiful.
It's not far-reaching, but there are plans, like you said.
Evil for the
Well,
sake
in
of
their
evil.
minds, they're far-reaching. It's like Heaven's Gate, you know?
They just don't really let us in on them.
Yeah, true.
They keep that knowledge hidden.
Directed by George P. Cosmatos, director of such bangers as Tombstone and Rambo: First Blood Part 2.
Yeah, he has a lot of bad ones on there, too.
He
but
does.
There's no reason to bring those up.
And he also had a banger of a son who created another Cosmatos who made Mandy.
Did you check that, or is that just...
It is his son.
So he's a Nepo baby?
The guy that made Mandy is...
A Nepo baby.
I
All the good talents being in Hollywood.
If you're going to use your nepotism to make something like Mandy, I think you get a pass.
Well, I think his dad died. There's a spot where...
Well, yeah, but I mean, he still would have connections and stuff just because of
the family name.
Yeah, and having, like, his dad having worked in Hollywood for so long.
With so many people.
That's what nepotism is. You don't have to still be alive to get jobs.
Well... And he was on the set of all these
That's
things,
what I'm saying.
So
Grease the wheels.
that's fine.
He's proved
Well,
himself.
I'm saying it's fine because what he went to do was Mandy instead of, I don't know, whatever garbage.
Isn't he going to do something really cool soon?
He's got two of them.
I
coming out.
heard something.
There's a couple in production. He's got one going, I think, that has Emma Stone. I can't remember who else is in it.
It was some adaptation, wasn't it? Or something that was, I don't know, maybe not.
So, it sounds interesting either way.
Anyway, well, top billed stars are Sylvester Stallone, Brigitte. Is it Brigitte or Bridget?
I think
Or Brigitte.
Brigitte
I think-
Nielsen.
I would just say probably Brigitte.
I think it's Brigitte Nielsen and Rennie Santoni. Runtime of 1 hour and 27 minutes.
That's right.
They keep it high and tight. It's awesome.
There's no need for...
There's no need for exposition
We're not
or
wasting...
dialogue.
They're not going to waste your time.
They don't stare at each other long enough. They just get down to business.
That's right.
Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says action / mystery and thriller / crime / drama.
It would be so funny if you thought this was a mystery.
/ drama.
Because it's like, it starts out and you think it could be. It's like, you're like, oh man, it's
Who's
like,
killing people around town?
This is like the Scorpio killer from Dirty Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you're like, never mind.
Yeah, no. It's something entirely the same but different.
Yeah.
Here they all are. They're just nuts.
Compared to IMDb's genre, and they're getting a little weird on IMDb, here are the genres.
They got a lot of fusions going on.
Action, crime, thriller / serial killer. It's a genre now. Serial killer is just a genre. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Speaking of IMDb, they give it a rating of 5.8 out of 10.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
From 81,000
They're wrong,
reviews.
but that sounds right.
Rotten Tomatoes gives this a 17%.
Yep, that sounds right too. But again, they're wrong.
It's a lot of people that don't consider the victims to have rights.
I think
people
that's
reviewing
it.
this
Actually,
movie.
yeah, these are the sickos letting criminals back out on the street.
For shame.
From 23 critics only, and 43% from 25,000 audience ratings.
All these sickos. They're the reason we still have crime.
Where to watch this right
the reason we still
now?
have Hollywood.
You cannot watch this anywhere. You got to either rent it or buy it. And I would suggest buying the physical media.
That's right. To save it for the future, to put in your vault.
Correct.
So people will know what happened.
We've made films here.
Oh, man. I missed you guys. It's been too long. Like 6 months.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last film we reviewed was Bloodsport.
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can remember.
Man, that was like 5 niche interests ago.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like August?
It's just been a tough time for the Popcorn Priest, and I apologize.
It's been a tough time for America.
Everybody went through some stuff in November.
You know, it's America, you know? It's the world, in fact.
Yeah.
I will extend it.
Just so the listeners know, we're recording this the day after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving late.
On the 12th anniversary.
This is probably not going to come out until January, I think, because I have to get through our Bond extravagance. So
didn't you get bored watching all of them?
No, they're sick.
I ran out of patience when I tried it.
I like it. I like that.
I got to whatever the second guy after George Connery and
George
I was
Lazenby.
We're just going through Daniel Craig Bond.
Oh,
okay. Five films.
Okay, yeah, you won't burn out that way.
No.
I thought you were doing the TNT marathon. It's exhausting.
I was gonna say, man, I burned out. I tried it, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
It gets too cartoonish with Roger.
Roger Moore. That was where I was like, I don't know.
It's 50 years of Bond.
Yeah, I know, and there's lots of it. It's all.
They just can't admit to be ashamed about a certain number of those films. They got to view them with national pride.
They're like, yeah, these belong.
You guys ready for
incredible
Popcorn Reviews the Reviews?
Yes, I would love to see what the common man considers this film.
Wait. Okay, no, wait. I have a question on considering these reviews.
Okay.
What dates were the reviews taken from? Because I have a feeling
that's a funny question, and this is vindicating for one of my other guests, Sack Lunch. He always it bothered him that I didn't have the dates of the reviews, so now I have them for you and him.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just curious because certain movies it depends on the time.
Yeah, there's like they'll have
the sign of the times.
There will be a reappraisal.
Yes, it's hilarious.
I'll make sure to tell you before I say the review when it was given.
I'm just curious. 15 years is going to make a difference over like the past 5 years, but it's interesting nonetheless.
Okay.
Science.
I got you. Popcorn Reviews the Reviews.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Okay. You guys love the Whiplash. It was created by you guys.
I love it.
What do you want?
I want to hear the best one first. I want to hear the best reason why you should watch this movie.
So you want to start with the 10 out of 10.
Yes.
And then go back. So we're going to end on a 1 out of 10.
We're going to end on the worst review possible at this point.
All right. The first one I selected is not a 10 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10, but I liked it so much that I had to put it.
I mean, you know what? The numbers are arbitrary. The words are what matter.
There's always room for improvement.
All right. So here's the first high marks given by Damian Phelps in February of 2021.
Perfect. Love it.
He titles his review, I'm assuming Damien's a man.
Or the Antichrist.
I actually hate myself for liking this movie so much.
Yeah, this did come out in 2021. Yeah, you can tell.
Damien says, fundamentally, this is, for all intents and purposes, a pretty awful movie.
Fundamentally. Getting down to the fundamentals, Peggy.
The acting is deplorable, and the story is not much better. I like the persona of Cobra and the gun, and I love the car. I could have watched 90 minutes of just the car. It would have been a much better version of the film. I own a copy of this movie. I have never recommended it to anyone ever.
It's like a secret shame that everybody enjoys, but nobody will publicly.
You're like, what are you talking about?
He punctuates it by saying the best scene is the supermarket assault. He gives it a 7 out of 10.
Because
it's like he leaves the Blu-ray out on like a TV, and he's like scrambles to like hide it when he has company over.
Throws his coffee table book down over the DVD.
Like, oh yeah, I'm just reading here.
Yeah, he has like an automatic curtain that goes across the Cobra poster that's prominent in his living room.
His Stallone action figures that he's got in the glass case.
All right, here's the first 1 out of 10 from Bat Kid 1, given in 2007.
All right, love it.
One of the worst cult hits ever. Every now and then a film comes along that is not really popular with the critics or public, but yet it is praised to death by certain people.
That's right.
Hell yeah, boy.
This film is not
What do you mean, certain people?
This film is
Do we not have rights too? Are we not victims for enjoying this garbage?
This film is not worth wasting time on unless you don't mind laughing at unintentional goofs and quoting stupid lines.
Stupid?
More like
great?
More like winning all the awards.
I understand that Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and other action stars were trying to make profit at the box office and had all their different fan bases and stuff. But that doesn't mean that all their films were enjoyable. Now, I did love Arnold's Commando.
Oh, no, he can't.
You can't have your cake and eat it too, my man.
Yeah, that's what are we doing here?
Because Stallone didn't have a barrel rocket launcher.
He says why he likes Commando. Because it had a basic premise, awesome over the top, I just mentioned another Stallone stinker, violence, and cool one-liners. The only reason critics hate it is because of poor character development. Hardly any talking in the goofs.
I'm going to compare this movie to Commando later, but...
Watch it if you want to laugh, he says. 1 out of 10.
I don't know why he rates laughing so lowly. Like, it's like only 1 star for a good laugh.
Yeah.
This man does not enjoy joy.
All right, here's our next 10 out of 10.
I'm curious about the goose now because with that amazing acting, I may have overlooked some things that may have been blaringly obvious other than the wire on the guy's chest.
Yeah, that was
I didn't see that because I was engrossed.
There was some superior conflict.
My disbelief was not suspended.
We're talking about the nice Hispanic gentleman that was trying to take a parking spot from Cobretti when Stallone rips his shirt off as a power move. We see his mic.
I didn't see it.
He basically plucked out that turkey's feathers.
Didn't see a thing.
In
In fact,
friends.
I don't think it happens. So,
all right, here's our next 10 out of 10 from The Nike King. He gives this review in 2001. He titles it Tremendous. Cobra is one of my favorite ever movies. A lot of people have poor comments about this movie, but if you like Stallone, this is classic. There is incredible action. Cobra is the type of movie Schwarzenegger dreamed of doing. Stallone also wrote the screenplay. Check out the cover. Stallone Cobra. Check out his car. Crime is a disease. Stallone is the cure. Call the Cobra. 10 out of 10.
I like how he's like, some people have said some very hurtful things.
Just want to set the record straight.
Yeah,
I love how
they need to know.
Stallone tried to take credit for her work back in the day until like she had to shoot him down and say, I actually wrote the book for this.
Oh yeah. He wanted his name on the book as a co-author.
That rules. Man,
he changed so much from the original book that he wanted credit for rewriting it. Oh, it's just amazing.
All right, here's our next 1 out of 10 from Beable from 1999. This movie doesn't make sense. This movie doesn't make sense at all. It got lots of axe murderers in it who are trying to start the new world, so they go around killing people. But there's no mention of why they are going around killing people.
This person wasn't paying attention.
Or how this will bring about the new world.
You just got to think about it.
Basically, it's just a very stupid movie with a lot of people getting killed for no reason. 1 out of 10.
No, there's a reason. It's cool.
Yeah. It's cool. He's cutting out the disease like cancer that must be cured.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, I'm I'm going to ask a favor, since Cole, you asked if we end on the 1 out of 10. I'd like to flip it because I want to end on the 10 out of 10.
All right.
Because I picked it as a nice
as
way
a
to
closer?
go. As a closer. All right. So I apologize.
No. As long as there's enough bad in there is good. I'm fine.
Okay,
with
here's the
however you wanna
next and the last 1 out of 10.
end. Okay.
This comes from the old guy from Halloween. And he gave this review March 14th of 2023, so very recently.
Yay.
The title is Almost as Bad as Commando. You like good acting? An intelligent plot? Realistic dialogue?
No.
Excitement?
Variety is the spice of life, sir.
This movie has none. Stallone tries to remake Dirty Harry by having Rennie Santoni be his too violent partner and have Andrew Robinson here as a bad good guy who he can punch out so we can cheer. Since Arnold was unwilling to play the bad guy in this monstrosity, Stallone got Brian Thompson, a.k.a. the guy who looks like Arnold.
Wait a minute. He wanted
Arnold
to play
would
the
have
bad
been
guy?
the bad guy in this. That's the perfect world.
That would have
He
blown
didn't
my brains out the back of my skull.
That was a movie that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah, we don't. The world doesn't deserve that.
But
I'm
back-
actually going to say.
Back then,
It's
there were
good.
too much rivals
Yeah, I
to have wanted to do that.
Yeah.
We had to wait to get that.
They never considered the audience. That's just what's the saddest part of it all.
What was that one movie that they're in jail and they have
Escape
to
Plan. Yeah.
Escape Plan.
That's where they're friends.
That's when. Yeah, that's when we had to.
And then he
I
showed
mean,
up.
they're in the Expendables movies too, but
True.
But he's more. Yeah, it's more of a cameo for Arnold than anything.
Yeah, that movie Escape Plan was the only one where they're like both in the movie. It's
Yeah.
like top billed stars. So anyway, who looks like Arnold? He does not look
Yeah,
like Arnold
That's
at all.
He's got a firm jawline.
slander
That's about
and
it.
libel.
Yeah.
against the man god Arnold.
The old guy from Halloween, we reject you saying that. But he's saying to play the leader of the most insane, ridiculous gang in movie history
It was awesome.
when not killing unattractive blonde fashion models.
The axe clangers.
They spend their time in dark warehouses clanging axes together over their heads or shooting up grocery stores.
Yeah, it's cool.
Good movies are the disease. Stallone is the cure. 1 out of 10.
It's the biker gang from Rocky Horror Picture Show wanting revenge.
Okay, here's our last 10 out of 10. This comes from, the review was given in 2005 by Root Beer Brains. Title is Synopsis, It made me want to kick my own ass. What does that mean?
Made you want to fight crime along with Stallone.
He was so excited he wanted to fight
Yeah,
himself.
yeah.
Mhm. He thought of himself as garbage, and Stallone would come and take
That's
him
right.
out.
He was the disease.
All right, settle in. This is our last review.
All right.
You can't tell me the first time you saw Stallone do a complete 180 in that pimped out ride, hang that sweet looking gun out of the window and knock off a few caps at the bad guy as he drove in reverse, that you didn't get a little tingly in your gut in a good way? People,
It's amazing.
I think we need to have a come to Jesus about this movie. I
to Cobra.
can't believe I actually saw such low approval stats from all age brackets.
Yeah.
Let me just holler. And the children of the 80s. What the hell are you thinking? Stallone and Schwarzenegger were bigger than life back then, and there's no love. Now there's nothing but CGI, bigger explosion, crazier guns, fake boobies, more authentic. What? Fake boobs?
I mean,
Are there fake boobs now?
in movies? No, I don't.
No, I think they
so.
try to use real
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah.
Okay. More authentic looking aliens, all the things I like in movies. Wait a second. You know, I realize Stallone will never win Best Actor. I realize Stallone will never die, probably. He's always
He'll be the king of Tulsa
he's-
forever.
He's the judge from Blood Meridian.
he's always in such damn good shape.
Just going to start murdering people.
And I also realize that his face will never straighten up so he can talk correctly.
Hey, that is ableism. He has nerve damage.
He has nerve damage. That's correct.
Yeah, so you can't go criticizing that.
But there's one thing I do know. I give this movie a 10. And I hope it feels like the giant peanut butter sandwich you just ate with a glass of milk anywhere in sight. I need a glass of root beer, bartender. 10 out of 10.
Correct.
I mean, it seems like Root Beer for Brains is...
Yeah, he's on the correct wavelength. He's on the path.
He's on the path. All right. You guys ready for Should You Watch This?
Let me just say, yes.
All right. This is a live Should You Watch This because I had never seen Cobra. So I only put one because it's just an obvious one of if you're a fan of Stallone and you're a completionist, then you should watch this. What are some more reasons why you should watch?
If you love hilarious, like 80s song soundtracks, they're like, they're bad, but they're so good.
This has it in spades.
Yeah, there's multiple songs in there. You're like, do these songs ever exist outside of this movie? And no, I don't think so.
It is, oh man, the soundtrack is awesome.
Let's see, what else?
We need 3 more reasons.
I've got plenty.
If you're fascinated by the process of Hollywood, whereas this is what would have been Beverly Hills Cop and somehow morphed into Cobra with Eddie Murphy getting his own franchise out of it. It's amazing, like the ripple effect things have across Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. When Stallone was signed to play the title role in Beverly Hills Cop, he decided to rewrite the script almost completely, removing nearly all the comedic aspects and turning it into an action-packed blockbuster that he felt was better suited to him. The studio read his revised script and rejected it. The proposed action scenes would have increased the movie's budget far beyond what they had planned. Stallone later channeled his ideas for it into an original script.
Right.
When Stallone left Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy was brought in to play the lead role, and Brigitte Nelson would play a villainess in Beverly Hills Cop 2 against Murphy's role. So,
which always makes me laugh the way Simpsons predicts it with the producers. What starts off as Mel Gibson giving a speech to like Congress and him killing everybody.
All in
the room.
favor, say die.
All right.
Okay.
We need 3 more reasons. So that was a good reason.
I would say top notch.
2 more reasons.
Like grungy, stupid 80s. I wouldn't say it's stupid, in fact. I would actually say it's good 80s action.
It's the pinnacle of the 80s
Yeah,
action
it's like
right there, right before Lethal Weapon kind of like took over.
Because like we say, people say, oh, it's dumb, mindless action. It's like, no, there is way more mindless action out there.
Yeah, I agree.
So, no, I would say it's good 80s action.
It's just amazing, like the egos in Hollywood, like Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Eastwood at the time trying to one-up each other. And so the movies just get crazier and crazier. And so then by the end of it, you have no clue what you witnessed, but your jaw is just on the floor the whole time.
I mean,
awesome.
It's like also if you like those like 70s and 80s reactionary movies like Dirty Harry and what's the
French Connection,
Death Wish and stuff.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This is a version of that that's like way more stupid.
This is Dirty Harry and Death Wish put together.
Like way more bereft of any ideology. It's just kind of
you can blow
things.
You can blow people away without repercussions at all.
There's just a lot of like, hey, there's just a crazy guy and we got to get rid of him.
It's great.
And we're going to talk about some New World Order,
there is elegance in its simplicity.
Okay.
I really need you to scowl to prove that you're really evil.
Any other reasons that we missed?
Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
With her great 80s hair.
And why have her wear a wig and then not have her wear a wig for the actual photo shoot? Like
there was like 4 wigs that she wore.
The hair difference was funny as hell to watch the transition between.
That photo shoot with the weird robots. What a wild sequence.
They wanted to get their money's worth out of the Danish model.
And she also had a really interesting white, like, I don't know if it was bodysuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like a swimsuit almost.
I mean, props to Stallone for getting that while he did.
Were they married before this movie?
I think.
Did he pull an Eastwood?
I think it was because of this, and they were together for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, they pulled Channing Tatum and then broke up after filming The Vibe was over.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, the magic of Cobra can only last for 2 years, apparently.
During post-production.
Well,
it turns out he wasn't really marrying Cobretti.
I don't have any other reasons. Do we get them all?
You don't need any more. It's amazing as is.
Yeah, what else do you need?
You haven't been
I like the way it looks. Like I like the red and it's like always sunset.
Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie. That's another reason.
Oh yeah.
If you want to put it in there with Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Rambo. I guess First Blood, not Rambo.
Yeah, First Blood.
Yeah.
Thank you for using the correct.
I'm using the correct
titles and terminology.
That's right.
Or naming convention. Okay, let's get into by the numbers.
All right.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number.
All right, what's the budget? You think
$5 million. I don't know.
When was it 87? When was this?
Yeah, it was
86.
80s.
But remember, this was made by that crazy production company that was only around for a short while, and it's a travesty that they went under. But Canon Films,
5 million.
The Globeskis or
Goron or Globin, Glorin.
Globonsky.
Well, I've got two numbers.
I want to say if he's using his own car, it had to have been low. But then some of the stuff that they cut, I want to say 7.5, 8 million. I want to say closer to 10.
It was 25 or potentially 50.
50 million back in the day for that?
But I think it's closer to 25 is where I
I would buy that one more.
because
Still seems high.
we'll talk about it
That seems
later.
insanely high, especially for 87 minutes of footage.
We'll talk about it later, but more than 40 minutes were cut out of this film.
Of
So
what? Like they knocked down a skyscraper?
well, we're going to talk about it. So okay, let's call it 25 million. What do you think this made?
This was considered a bomb. which is why
Probably 10 million.
Domestically, it made 49 million.
Oh, good for it. Yay.
And again, it was hard for me to find these numbers, but internationally, I had two sites say that it made 160 million internationally total with the domestic.
So it
box
actually
office.
made money back,
Maybe.
So
in a sense,
seems like it
Did
was a
okay.
success.
by Hollywood accounting standards.
Would you like to know the top 10 movies of 1986?
Yeah.
Because-
is it not this?
Cobra came in at 15th of 1986.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No, I'm amazed that it was that high. Wow.
I was expecting to be like 40th or something.
Although this is mid 80s, though, this is a disaster zone of like hit and miss movies.
Yeah, I'll go 10 to 1, and I have the numbers if you want them, but I'll just
Just
rapid
what was
fire.
in the air.
Number 10, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Number 9, Out of Africa.
I haven't seen it, but okay.
Number 8, Ruthless People.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, they made a song about it.
Number 7, Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Great movie, yeah.
Is that the one with the whales?
Yep,
Yep.
there is. It's
Perfect.
80s San Francisco. It's great. Yeah.
Sick. Number 6, The Color Purple.
Wow.
I haven't seen it. Spielberg, though.
Number 5, Aliens.
Great movie.
Wow. What a
Fantastic movie.
Number 5, Back to School.
What? I've never heard
It's
of
a
the
comedy
Rodney
with-
Dangerfield.
Yeah, Rodney Danger.
it. I can't.
That's the
watch
cannonball off
those
the diving
movies.
board.
Number 3, The Karate Kid Part 2.
I never saw it.
Wow.
Number 2, Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee came in second in 86.
$116 million domestically.
Holy crap. No wonder they made
Slanderous
another one.
portrayal of Australia.
Wow.
174 million international.
Home Alone.
Number 1, Top Gun.
Oh, dang it.
That movie's
It's not good.
yeah. I love Tony Scott. Love his stylistic vision, but no, that movie's bizarre.
It was all look and no substance.
Yeah.
Like Days of Thunder.
The new one, though, is
Yeah, the new one's great, but
exceptional. Yeah, this came in 15th, like I said, right before Jewel of the Nile and Police Academy 3. Back in training.
now we're talking.
I only have a few numbers, but in an interview, Stallone described the character of Marion Cobretti as Bruce Springsteen with a badge. You mentioned that during the movie.
Which makes no sense at all.
Because he's the working man?
So if Bruce Springsteen could kill people, he'd take up a machine gun and go to town on
I guess.
he's
ruthless
trying
criminals.
to be like that New Jersey working class type, I guess. I don't know.
He's looking out for that couple that's trying to start their lives.
Yeah, this was weird. It goes along with the box office. It says it was considered a disappointment at the time, especially compared to Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Oh, I buy that. There's no way it did as well as those.
Correct. Or Rocky 4.
Well, which had way lower budgets too, I'm sure, compared to what Cobra spent. That's insane.
But listen to this. However, it grossed $12 million on its opening weekend, the largest opening weekend in the history of Warner Brothers and the Cannon Group at the time.
Well, maybe it fell off quickly.
It also earned over $160 million worldwide against a budget of $25 million, along with marketing costs. That's maybe where it ballooned over $25 million.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
that opening weekend was the second biggest for any film in 1986, trailing only Star Trek 4. It also got lumped together with Poltergeist 2,
Okay, I was about to ask what it was released with.
which
The answer
opened
went-
wide on May 23rd.
Is that the one where people died? Or is
Yeah.
that- or-
That's the one in the apartment complex, like the high-rise building.
One of the sisters of the first, I mean, obviously of the family, she died of a weird, like,
I'm thinking of the freak accidents.
circumstances.
Yeah, from the first one.
It was,
anyway.
She died of some like bowel issue.
Well, I don't know.
So it opened in May or like the beginning of the spring, summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stallone had called Marion Cobretti his third favorite character he has played following Rocky and Rambo.
That is what I wanted to say.
That's
like,
cool.
Why didn't this get the franchise treatment? And I guess it's just it didn't do well enough.
The group went bankrupt.
But who
a few years
cares?
later.
Yeah, find some other money, Stallone.
Yeah.
Come on, Sly.
Yeah.
His third favorite character that he's written.
All right, this is for you.
Yeah. He didn't write Rambo, to be fair, but he did write Rocky.
This is for you two gun-loving guys, Americans.
Hell yeah.
The submachine gun used by Marion Cobretti in the final showdown with Biker Gang
Yeah, I had to
is
look it up. I didn't recognize it.
a Jaddy-Matic.
Yeah.
The Jaddy-Matic first appeared in the early 1980s, but was never adopted by any country for use. It reappeared in Finland in the mid-1990s as the GG95 personal defense weapon made by the Golden Gun Company. The gun is chambered in 9x19 parabellum. What does that mean?
9 millimeters.
For war.
Okay.
That's what parabellum means.
Parabellum just means
For
it's
war,
ready
yeah.
for war. Okay.
Combat.
Has a cyclic rate of 600 rounds per minute and has various accessories that were offered, such as a silencer, various capacity magazines, and a laser pointing device.
Yeah.
I'm curious how big the silencer would have made that thing back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a weird looking gun.
Yeah, I've never seen it like it like they say. Like it's like you wouldn't.
That's
Not what anyone used, like
That's
in
what's
like
amazing.
agencies or like yeah.
anybody.
So the idea that he's just a one man SWAT team with his
When they're
with his
in the
gun.
hotel and he's like kind of putting it together.
Yeah.
It's just such a weird way.
Yeah, it's a weird. I don't know.
There's
Anyway.
a lot of parts to it.
There you
It's
go.
it's very strange that he would have gone. I'm curious what went into that decision because it's not like the type of thing that you would expect them to have in like their armorer's like vault.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing somebody,
They would have something that people actually use
I'm guessing somebody used funding.
because it's like it's not an Uzi, which is way more common. It's not a Mac 10 or so it's this weird.
The
So it's like
Jaddy-Matic.
so who came? Yeah, it's weird. It's one of those things. You're like, whose idea was this?
what if we put a grip in front? Johnson, you're
yeah.
promoted.
Yeah, and the way it like loads, you have to like pull it up forward and then I don't know. It was,
You gotta-
it was wild.
Yeah, you basically have to put the bullet in the chamber for it to start.
Last number I have is body count. You guys want to give a guess?
I'm curious about that because this was
I'm gonna say 50.
Whoa. That's pretty good, dude. 52.
Oh, all right.
Guess how many are killed by Cobra?
I'm gonna say 30.
41.
Wow. He kills more people than the bad guys.
Yeah, there was a little stretch there at the end where he's just offing dudes from the window.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few.
He puts up numbers there.
And he puts up numbers when he's in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeah.
with his incredible
Spoiler
stance,
alert.
working at his core so he never rocks around with the truck.
I mean, I know. I mean, that's all the numbers I have. Is there anything we should talk about before we get into next week's spoiler zone? Even though we spoiled it a little.
I don't.
There's
I
not
don't
much
think
to
you
spoil.
can spoil this movie.
Yeah, it's so weird. It is. This is like one of the
I
movies
remember
you just
talking
can't.
about this the last time. It's like you can't spoil it.
It's like a
not
weird
that
fever
kind of
dream.
movie.
It's like one of those movies you weren't sure that you watched on TNT.
Yeah,
when you
it's
were 12
amazing.
Back in the
It's
day.
art.
That exists.
Could you intentionally make a movie like that? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Once in a decade.
Well, there's a lot to come next week, so stay tuned and join us then for our spoiler zone, as well as some really interesting facts about Cobra from 1986. At this point, there will be spoilers up ahead, so if you want to watch and then come back next week and join us for our breakdown of The Rambo Blade, the slasher origin story from 1986.
Yeah.
I'm on the social medias. I dare you to message the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you can help the Popcorn Priest support his movie addiction and allow him to keep giving you these labor of love reviews by visiting patreon.com/Popcorn Priest for details. Lastly, the easiest way to support the show and the most free is like and subscribe. And give us a 5-star review, easier than throwing a knife as big as my arm. As always, thanks for listening, and thanks to my special guests. I'm using the retro names we've given you at the start of this whole thing. Brain Rapperines and Noble Gas Tribe. Join us next week for part 2 and our 80s throwback. And really just for me, the Popcorn Priest, to rectify a childhood wish by watching this film. So thank you. Join us for the exciting conclusion of Murder at the 7-Eleven. We'll see you next week.
Well, it was a King's.
I know. I'm trying to keep it updated.
Oh, okay.
But Murder at the King.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.